welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona, and today's class is a light movement refresher for your whole body. And find your way into a comfortable cross-legged position, using the blanket underneath your sit bones, allowing your pelvis to tilt forward, relaxing your knees down toward the floor, sitting comfortably tall, elegantly long, taking your fingertips down by your side. And we'll start by warming up the shoulders. Take a big breath in, send your arms overhead and your gaze up, press your palms. As you exhale, lower your hands to your heart center, interlace your fingers. Turn your hands inside out, dome your spine, gently lean back as you press your palms forward, chin lightly in toward your chest. And as you breathe in, send your arms up overhead and feel an arch to your spine. As you breathe out, release your hands down to the floor, nice and slow, encouraging an even, smooth flow to your breath. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, arms up overhead, full breath in, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart, interlace your fingers. As you breathe out, press your palms away. Tuck your chin in, round your spine, hollow the belly. And as you breathe in, send your arms up overhead. Stretch tall. Exhale, release your hands down by your side. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your hands, lace the fingers. As you feel yourself breathe out, push the palms away, dome your spine, round your back. And as you breathe in, feel an arch to your spine as you lift up, pressing into your sit bones, arms overhead. Exhale, release your hands down by your side, breathing out. Making your way onto all fours, setting your hands up underneath your shoulders, shoulder distance apart, and your knees underneath your hips, hip distance apart, pressing down through your shins and the tops of all your toes. As you feel yourself breathe in, arch your spine, soften your belly, gently send the gaze up. And as you breathe out, round the spine, pushing into the shins and the hands, hugging the belly in and up. Twice more, inhale to arch your spine, gazing up. Exhale to round the spine, sending the gaze back toward your navel. Breathing in, long, smooth breath, bathing the spine with some movement. Exhale to round the spine, and this time as you round your spine, take your buttocks back to your heels, extend your arms forward and come into child's pose, Balasana. Softening your belly between your thighs, actively pressing down through all the knuckles of your fingers, and at the same time reaching your hips back toward your heels, extending either side of your spine, lengthening through the sides of your waist. On your next breath in, coming up onto all fours. And as you breathe out, lift your hips up and back and make your way into downward facing dog. Place a bend in both your knees. Draw your chest back toward your thighs. And with your knees deeply bent, just sway the hips side to side, lengthening through the sides of your waist, extending long through your spine. And then come back to center, reach your right heel down toward the mat, keeping the left knee bent, stretching into the back of your hamstrings, your calves, your heels. And then bend your right knee, straighten the left leg, opposite side. Keeping your breath moving at a steady, fluid pace. Inhale, bend both knees here. And as you exhale, straightening both legs and descending the heels toward the floor. So if you're tight in the back of your legs here, please feel free to keep a little bend in your knees as you warm up. On your next breath in, Take the gaze forward and go ahead, walk yourself forward to the top edge of the mat. Bringing your feet hip distance apart. Bending the knees deeply, laying your torso on your thighs. Take an easy forward fold and you catch opposite elbows here if it feels comfortable. Let your head hang. Let your spine gently traction. You can sway a little around through the soles of the feet. Sway the torso side to side. And just check in with how you're starting your practice. Noticing areas where you might need to take a little bit more care of in your body. Releasing your hands to the floor, hanging in ragdoll so your arms go floppy, upper body's all relaxed, knees deeply bent. And then on your next breath in, rolling up through the spine, part by part, stacking your vertebra. Bring the head, neck and shoulders up last. And keep your feet hip distance apart here, hands to the heart. And we'll start with a couple of half forward folds. Deep breath in, send your arms over here, gaze up. And as you exhale, dive forward, arms out wide, firm belly, flat back. Bend the knees as you fold. Inhale, coming up halfway, hands to the shins, extending your spine. And as you exhale, refold, soften your knees, drop your head. Inhale, rise to stand, coming all the way up, Ardha Hastasana, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart, Tadasana. Breathing in, send your arms overhead, your gaze up. Exhale, swan dive forward over the legs, bending the knees as you fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, a half lift, flat back, straight legs. Exhale and fold. Breathe in, rise to stand, reaching your arms out wide and then up overhead. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Inhale, arms overhead, Ardha Hastasana. Firm belly, flat back, dive forward over the legs. Uttanasana. Inhale, coming up halfway. As you exhale, step your right foot back and come into Warrior One. You're going to anchor your back heel firmly on the mat. Deeply bend the front knee and reach your arms up alongside your ears, bringing your torso upright. And then just notice how you feel in your low back spine. Your left foot can move over into the left lane if you need a little bit more room in the low back. Keeping your back leg powerfully engaged. Lift the ribs up away from your hips as you breathe in. Let the ribs flare. Reach long and tall through your arms to the edge of your fingers. Take a deep breath in here and straighten your front leg. Pushing into your feet, take your hands behind the back as you breathe out and catch opposite elbows. Staying upright, breathe in. Puff your chest, find an arch in your spine. And as you exhale, fold forward out of the midline of your front leg. And try not to round too much here, extending long through your spine, staying open through the front of your chest so your lungs stay available. Crown of the head in line with the rest of your spine, chin lightly tucking in. Equilibrium through the soles of your feet, pressing equally. On your next breath in, rebend your front knee, release your arms, come back up to Warrior One just for a beat, reach up, stretch up. And as you exhale, take both hands to the floor to the inside of your front foot. Once your hands are down, move your left foot over in the left lane, take your right knee to the floor and come into lizard pose. So you can stay upright with your hands on the floor, your arms straight, particularly if you've got tight hips here. Or feel free to come down onto your forearms. The left foot can move a little further over into the left lane and feel free to come onto the outer edge of your left foot to gently open up through the hip. Making sure you've got a diagonal line from your right hip down to your knee and your left knee is still over the ankle there, not forward of it. You'll put too much pressure in your knee if you take it too far forward. And just pausing here a couple of breaths, and this posture is great for opening your hips and your hamstrings and your inner groins. And if you've been on your forearms, just pressing yourself back up onto your hands, reframe your front foot with your hands, walking your left foot back to the midline of your mat, and then coming into Ardha Hanuman, your hamstring stretch, walking your hands back underneath your shoulders and work towards straightening your front leg, curling your left toes up toward the ceiling or back toward your face, straightening the left leg any amount. Left kneecap points toward the ceiling and your quad muscles, the top of the thigh on the left leg feels engaged. And then extend your heart forward. See if you can widen your collarbones. You'll feel your shoulder blades move toward the midline of your back there. Chin in toward your chest, back of your neck feeling long. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, roll forward onto the sole of your front foot. Come into a low lunge. Reach your arms up alongside your ears. Allow your hips to sink forward. Press your palms, hands to the heart center, and we'll take a twist from here, taking your right elbow to the outside of your left knee there and rolling your left shoulder back. So feel for a straight line, elbow to elbow here. Spiral your chest toward your thumbs. And if you're feeling balanced, you can send the gaze out or over the left shoulder, and you might like to take the right knee up off the floor. If you've got the right knee up off the floor, firm your right thigh muscle and stay on the balls of your back toes, breathing steady and deep. Taking one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, reframe your front foot, send the gaze down, stepping back quietly, plank pose, top of your push-up. Exhale, here your knees, chest and chin to the floor, low push-up, elbows stay over your wrists. Inhale for low baby cobra, unhurried breath. Exhale, firm your belly, roll on your knees, make your way back into downward facing dog. And take 5 smooth breaths in and out. Pressing evenly into your hands and all the knuckles of your fingers. So you're pushing the floor away, straightening through the arms, widening through your shoulder blades in your upper back. Firming the thigh muscles, reaching your heels for the floor. Taking a deep breath in, gazing forward, little bend in the knees. Go ahead, walk yourself forward to the top edge of the mat. Bring your toes together and inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, refold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise to stand, reach your arms overhead, send your gaze up. Exhale, your hands to your heart, Tadasana. Second round, inhale, reach your arms overhead, breathe in. Exhale, swan dive forward over the legs, firm belly and a flat back. Inhale, coming up halfway, looking forward. Exhale here, set your left foot back and line your heels up here. Reach your arms up, coming into warrior one. And try to avoid any compression in your low back spine here. Right foot can move over into the right lane a little bit more to help you level out through the hips. Feel for an engaged back leg, the outer edge of your back heel firmly anchored into the mat. Breathe deep. These standing poses are very good for endurance and strengthening your lungs and generating stamina. Take a deep breath in here, straighten your front leg. And as you exhale, sweep the hands behind your back, catch a hold opposite forearms or elbows. Staying upright, breathe in, find length through the front of your spine, little arch in the back. And as you exhale, fold forward over the midline of your front leg. Try to avoid here locking your right knee back. So you want to try and keep the kneecap lifting the quads, And it feels like your thighs engaged without locking or getting too tense. And you're just incrementally folding any amount here, so your chin doesn't have to land on your shin here. You can be quite elevated. Try and roll your left hip further down, draw your right thigh bone up in space. Lengthening through both sides of your waist, lifting the shoulder heads up and ungripping your fingers so you're not holding on too tight behind your back. And then release your hands, come back to a warrior one just for a beat, Virabhadrasana one, reach up. And as you exhale, take both hands down to the inside of your front foot. Walk your right foot over into the right lane, drop your left knee to the floor and set up for lizard pose. So hands again can stay on the floor here, particularly if you've got tight inner thighs and hips, or feel free to come down onto your forearms. But try not to close the space between your throat and your belly too much. You want to try and keep that long, unwrinkled feeling to the front of your chest so your lungs stay available and open. Another option here is to roll onto the outer edge of your right foot, just peeling open, gently opening your hip. Taking one more deep breath in. As you exhale, walk yourself back onto your hands, reframe your front foot and make your way into half splits, walking your hands back underneath your shoulders, working towards straightening your front leg, curling your toes back toward your face, pointing your right kneecap up toward the ceiling, engaging your quads, and keeping that same open feeling through the front of your chest, just breathing smooth. Gently warming up the body, not doing anything aggressively. Rolling forward now, framing your front foot. Right knee right over your ankle, reach your arms up overhead, low lunge. Press your palms and take your twist from here, your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Roll your right shoulder back now. So your collarbones stay broad and open. The gaze can slowly move up, out over your right shoulder. Feel free to lift the left knee up off the floor if you're feeling balanced. And also another option here, if you're feeling a little wobbly, just take the gaze down so your gaze is neutral. It just helps with your balance. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, hands to the floor to release, stepping back, high push-up. Exhale your knees, chest and chin to the floor, low push-up. Moving deliberately, inhale, low baby cobra, uniform arch through your spine. And as you exhale here, just make your way back into Balasana, buttocks to your heels. And when you arrive, feel free to take your hands by your feet, curl into a little ball, let your head rest, let your shoulders relax, and let go of your effort. Breathing into the back of your lungs. And just taking 2 more quiet breaths in and out. And slowly making your way back upright. And from here taking your feet out in front of you. And please cross your legs the opposite way to how you started the class. The opposite shin in front of your leg that you always, the one that you always have at the front. And just sitting cross-legged, a loose cross through your legs, your toes flexed. Inhale, raise the arms up alongside your ears. And as you exhale here, forward fold over the legs. Quiet breath. Gently stretching into the outer hips here. As you feel yourself breathe in, just slowly walk your hands back. And sweep your arms up overhead, press your palms, lower your hands to your heart center. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.